from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Hey, thanks for being with us here on the special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith. There was an electric afternoon at Lumen Field in Seattle for this year's Apple Cup, where the Washington State Cougars painted the town crimson and knocked off the Washington Huskies 24-19. Sports director Julian Minensone joins us live from Seattle. And Julian, man, that was a heck of a game. That was one for the ages.
Yeah, Jordan, I mean, head coach Jake Dickert said that this game wasn't just won today. This was a win 9.5 months in the making, an offseason of blood, sweat, and tears poured out here at Lumen Field in Seattle tonight. And now that Apple Cup trophy is heading back to the Palouse, where the Cougs say it belongs. Although it was earlier in the season, both teams had a lot to play for. The Cougs and Huskies were both 2-0 heading into this one, but something had to give. First quarter, Will Rogers dials it up to Giles Jackson, 31 yards for the score, and the Huskies take the 7-3 lead. But the Cougs came right back. John Mateer can pass, but he could also use his feet. Mateer goes 23 yards for the score. Cougs lead 10-7. Now, one of the biggest plays of the game came just before the half. Cougs trailing by 3. Mateer on 3rd and 20, but he was not going to be denied. Mateer with his second score of the night. Cougs take the lead heading into halftime. Final moments of the game. Cougs lead by 5. Huskies need a touchdown, but WSU's defense comes up with a huge stop at the goal line, clinching the win for Washington State and the Apple Cup trophy, a moment that will live in WSU lore forever.
A week's worth of work. It wasn't a week's worth of work. It was 9.5 months grinding, staying together, working. You know, our captain, Newsom Milani, in a players' meeting, he said, we're not going to beat this team because we hate these guys. We're going to beat this team because we love each other. And that's exactly what you saw in the fourth quarter. These guys never flinched. They kept swinging. And most importantly, they believe in one another. So just a hell of a win.
It means a lot to all of us because we put in work. And Coach kept saying we've worked 9.5 months for this moment and just trust our preparation and everything. So looking back on those 9.5 months to come out here and perform, and it wasn't our best, and we still got it done.
And the underdogs beat the dogs today, and that's going to be a win that WSU and its fans are going to remember forever. Jordan.
Yeah. And Julian, a lot has been made out of this game due to the conference situation going on. So what does a win like this mean for WSU?
Well, Coach Dickert always talks about the investment part of this program, calling on fans, donors, and alumni to not only support this team physically in the stands, but financially as well. That investment doesn't come without moments like tonight, a rivalry game, power conference opponent here in an NFL stadium. The Cougs rose to the occasion, and Jordan, man, if you aren't paying attention to what's happening on the Palouse right now, it might be time to do so because this team is something special.
Yeah, something special is brewing on the Palouse, that's for sure this season. Julian, thanks so much for that. And we do have much more live coverage from the Apple Cup coming up tonight. Sydney Berger will be back to tell us how big this win is for the Cougs. She'll have a live report from Seattle. You won't want to miss it. Back here in Spokane, though, tonight, there was excitement all over town as this rivalry game unfolded. Our Alexandra Conyart's got a taste of the energy downtown. She shares how the local Coug and Husky fans are feeling about this year's game.
It's a packed house here at NOLI for the Apple Cup, clearly showing that although this year's game is looking quite different than last year's, the rivalry between these two teams is still strong.
Smiles and cheers for some, sour apples for others, but everyone enjoyed with a beer. For the 116th time, Cougs and Husky fans gathered for this year's Apple Cup.
I don't know, it's such a special rivalry. It's a lot for Cougs, especially when we can play competitively against the Huskies.
Fans are usually decked out in gloves and hats for this game. This year, it was watched in shorts and sandals. But Cougs fans tell me that's not such a bad thing.
I'm a fan of it being now versus the end. One, because we normally play better in the beginning of the season, so that's a plus. And then every Apple Cup you go to in the winters is freezing.
More than just the date changed for this year's Apple Cup. Although UW's decision to leave the Pac-12 changed college football, Cougar fans tell me that this only made them want to win even more.
It just shows kind of the spirit behind being a Coug. Like, we're in totally different divisions. This is a non-conference game now, but the rivalry will always still be there.
On the other side of town, the vibes at Brick West were just as high as those at No Lie. Regardless of the outcome of today's game, the spirit of a good-natured competition remains strong.
We're all going to be on the same page. Obviously, we're going to be friends after this no matter what, but it's always good to compete against your friends as well.
Despite all the changes from last year's Apple Cup, diehard Cougs fans say this year's game and victory remains one of the most anticipated of the year.
The rivalry and the camaraderie of the game is still around, and the competition is still there, absolutely.
In Spokane, Alexandra Conyarts, 4 News Now.
And what a game that was, Matt.
It was incredible.
I mean, just to see, not only the goal line stop from the Cougs, but then what Jake Dickert says at the end of that game where, this wasn't about the hate for the other guys. This was about how much we love. I mean, that's an iconic line.
It is. You would not catch that in a Knowles and Gators contest.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
But I tell you what, the vibes, I love weeks like this because it reminds me of those vibes growing up in Florida back home when those hometown teams would go after it. So it's always so fun when you have that this time of year because everybody gets in on it, no matter how much football you watch. Now,
even if it was a little bit warmer.
Even if it was a little bit warmer. I'm going to have some interesting stats. Coug fans, I think you might be a little more open to more September April Cups after I show you this. But you got to hang out with us. You got to hang out with us for a little bit more this evening. Let's talk about first what we have seen today, which has been a little bit of wet weather across the inland Northwest, but things are starting finally to calm down a little this evening. Some rain right now on Snoqualmie Pass for folks that are maybe taking a long drive back from happy Lumen Field, at least for Coug fans. We did see some thunderstorm action in places like Orville earlier this evening, but everything is kind of tracking off to the north here now. You can see those lightning strikes right across the international border from Ferry County. So we're going to see over the next hour any vestiges of rain just kind of fade away here in that area. We are also watching a thunderstorm that developed near the Yakima area. It's crossing over the Vantage Bridge right now, right just to the east of the Gorge Amphitheater, and it's basically going to roll right on into the Ephrata area. Good news here, though, is that any lightning has been gone for a little while. So likely a weakening storm cell, and that'll bring us, hopefully, some beneficial rain for folks in Ephrata and to the south. Meanwhile, other than a little bit of rain this morning, it's been a quiet, really pleasant day around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Here's some of that very light rain that we saw at times through the morning in the I-90 corridor. And we have another chance coming up for tomorrow. So a little bit cooler, 70 degrees, mostly cloudy, and we're going to be looking for some spotty rain off and on through the day. So I'll show you how to plan around some of these showers and what else you can expect for the back half of the weekend coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you for that. Last night, a car crash injured 2 people in downtown Spokane. On your screen, here's a look at the scene from last night. That car crashed into the Vanessa Behan building near East Sprague and North Stone Street. Police say that the car also hit 2 pedestrians. They sustained non-life-threatening injuries. This is a developing, this is a developing story, and we will keep you informed if anything changes. The 21st annual Spokane River Cleanup took place today, and during this one-day event, volunteers typically gather around 4,000 pounds of trash out of our riverbanks. The Lands Council organizes the yearly event in partnership with the Spokane Riverkeeper and Spokane River Forum. This year's event brought together hundreds of volunteers who helped improve the environmental health and safety of the Spokane River.
Keeping trash out of the river, keeping the river cleaner. A lot of that trash can have toxics in it that gets in our water, and so getting it before it gets in the river is a great head start.
It's great to see such a big turnout as always, and volunteers were located at various spots throughout the city of Spokane and the Valley. The event also partnered with the city, who helped get rid of all of that trash. The Land Council holds plenty of events throughout the year to help take care of our city, and you can find more information on how to get involved on our website, KXLY.com. Well, coming up here after the break on this special edition of 4 News Now, you only have one more chance to enjoy the Interstate Fair. When we come back, learn how you can get a free ticket for your kids. Plus, 1/5 of Boeing's workforce is on strike. When the mediations begin, coming up.
And 4 things to know about your weather tonight. We're going to be looking for a cloudier day in many places, along with a little bit of rain. And then we're going to start warming up heading into the work week. And that is when things get a little bit more complicated in the forecast. We'll go through what you need to know about the end of the weekend and the start of your week coming up right after this.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High quality care that meets you where you are.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't have another bad day.
I really hope I don't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Elevate your game day at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. The area's largest sportsbook is your VIP seat on the 50-yard line with massive HD screens and live betting. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
It's the last weekend to enjoy the Spokane County Interstate Fair, and there's still plenty of fun to be had, like saying hi to this year's mascots, Bo the Goat and his friends Cedar and Jack. And tomorrow will be a very special day at the fair. You can bring a gently used or new coat to donate to Coats for Kids. We'll be at the gates throughout the day to collect your coat and give you a free ticket into the fair for kids 13 years old and under. Tomorrow, Chris Crocker will be live at the fairground so you can see the fun for yourself. So you get to meet Bo the Goat, you get to meet Chris Crocker, a free ticket to the fair. I mean, that's a slam dunk weekend right there.
Absolutely.
And also Bo's majestic goatee.
Majestic goatee, yeah.
That's amazing.
No, he's got me jealous.
Yeah.
He's got me jealous. We're about to stand next to each other here on the screen, so that's going to be, I'm going to, you know, I'll feel some inadequacy, but I'll get over it. You know, that's part of doing the weather gig here is that you know, you're humbled frequently from so many times. Okay. So here's your Spokane Interstate Fair forecast. Yeah, so, you know, bring your coat, maybe bring a little umbrella as well, if that's a possibility. I'm not sure if that's a possibility. I should probably not say that. All right, so here's how things go. It's going to be a little drizzly. I'm not expecting anything that really should shut down your plans, be like, oh no, it's going to be a total washout. Not going to the fair. Not that type of rain that we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. But it is going to be around. You should be aware of things. It's definitely going to be on the little dreary side tomorrow as well. Temperatures, as a result, will mostly stay in the 60s throughout the day. So here's the situation. So most of the wet weather as we've gone into the afternoon and evening has been around the inland northwest as opposed to in the inland northwest. Overnight, expect that to change a little bit. On this satellite view, you can see these areas in blue. So this is higher moisture concentration in the atmosphere, AKA the higher the concentration is, that's where the rain's going to be. And so this is all going to start tracking to the north and into our area as we head into the morning. And so in particular, some good rain potentially across north central Idaho. Still got some active wildfires going on out there. You've got Orofino getting some rain, potential for some sprinkles in the LC Valley and around the Palouse to start the day. Now around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, I'm going to be looking more towards the late morning to about lunchtime. And once again, these are just little drizzly showers. They come in, they leave after a little bit. So overall, definitely an inconvenience, but not something that should totally take out your plans for the day. Things begin to fade out as we head into the evening, and so the later in the afternoon you go, the less wet it is likely to be. And there's your 6 o'clock forecast. Cloudy skies, but overall fairly dry. Now, as we head into Monday, this is going to be something to monitor here. We are going to have another round of wet weather that tries to kind of pinwheel up from southwestern Montana, from southern Idaho, tries to pinwheel its way into the inland northwest. And so I'm going to keep a small chance of rain going through Monday and beyond as well. But what may be more interesting is that it'll be warmer on Monday, and that may trigger a few thunderstorms. That would likely be for the Palouse and the LC Valley that we would have to worry about these. But we'll be watching these computers and kind of see how things are moving as far as how far north those showers and storms may go. So a lot of variability with this forecast. I'll explain why a little bit more in the next half hour, but let's get right to your 7-day forecast. So a nice day tomorrow. Yeah, there's some showers, but it's not going to be too bad. 70 degrees, 77 on Monday. Big warm up by fall standards. Then we're back down to right around 70 degrees and keep that chance of rain all the way up through about Wednesday. Looking like we're drying out a little bit by the time we get to the end of the week.
70s across the board, Matt. Thanks for that. Well, hey, still to come here after the break, we'll take a deeper dive into one of our stories trending online right now, the new emergency rule that's intended to stop chronic wasting disease. And both presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail. The latest on the sprint to November 5th. Coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, my name is Megan and I'm the Education Coordinator for Wastewater and Stormwater. Today we're going to be talking about dog poop. You might be thinking it's like fertilizer, but it's not. It's actually bad for our waterways and can contain bacteria like E. coli, and that's obviously a health hazard. So pick up after your pet to keep us all healthy and safe. To learn more about stormwater tips and city projects that are protecting our river, go to SpokaneStormwater.org.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor with 4 News Now. When you call 911, you expect help right away. But when an intruder broke in at Spokane Valley City Hall, 911 callers say they couldn't get through.
I was on hold for a while, so I tried with another line.
I did some digging and discovered they weren't alone. More and more callers say 911 wait times are too long. What's really going on? And what could go wrong the next time you call for help? Watch my investigation Thursday on 4 News Now at 6.
Introducing Granite Stone Blue, the most durable ultra non-stick cookware at the most affordable price anywhere. They come with vented tempered glass lids and are 100% dishwasher and metal utensil safe. You can get the Granite Stone Blue 12-piece set for just 4 easy payments of $49.95. As a bonus, we'll include our stainless steel steamer and fry set. Plus, you'll get our Granite Stone Blue bakeware set, yours free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's an incredible 20-piece Granite Stone Blue set. Order now.
I burned every bridge and I broke every relationship in my life. I miss holidays, I miss birthdays, and I hurt the people that I love. But you don't have to get to that point, the point of desperation in life or death, because there's hope and there's help available. You just have to receive it and make the first step to getting help. There's a life that God has for you and a future much better than the life you're living now.
I started taking care of my mom about 5 months ago. She has dementia, and then being newly diagnosed with lung cancer, my mom was unable to stay in her home. Balancing work and caregiving has been a struggle. Knowing that WildCares will be available relieves a lot of stress. Having access to those funds would have helped so much, financially and mentally, because life is unpredictable. WildCares moves with you, even if you move out of Washington.
4 News Now is brought to you by Aligned Family Chiropractic.
Taking a look at one of our top stories online right now, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife has enacted an emergency rule banning the feeding of deer, elk, and moose in certain regions to manage the spread of chronic wasting disease. Violations of this emergency rule include placing or scattering feed to attract deer, elk, or moose. This rule does not affect normal agricultural practices, including the cultivation, production, and harvest of crops like fruit, vegetables, hay, and grains, or animal husbandry related to domestic livestock and poultry. And it only applies in the game management units pictured here on your screen. These units were selected because they are near where a deer in North Spokane County tested positive for CWD earlier this year. You can read the full story and learn more details on our website, KXLY.com. 33,000 Boeing workers, mostly in the Seattle and Portland areas, are now on strike. This is the first strike at Boeing since 2008, and it comes amid a turbulent few years for the company. The proposed contract included a 25% pay raise over 4 years, far less than the 40% the union wanted. Workers also demanding a return to pension plans.
I felt the energy and the vibe of how the first offer came out, and it was terrible. And I just knew that my brothers and sisters and myself were not happy with that first deal.
And Boeing is now bracing for the economic impact of the strike, with production of its popular 737 MAX jet and its 777 grinding to a halt. Boeing said it could lose an estimated $108 million a day, but workers say they won't stop until they reach a fair deal.
This is a movement of people who are willing to go on strike, put their livelihoods on the line, and to get what's fair. That's all we want, is a fair deal.
And yesterday, the Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service, an independent federal agency created by Congress to resolve conflicts between employers and unions, announced the two sides will resume talks next week with the help of a federal mediator. Tonight, new information on the shooting that injured 5 people on I-5 on Friday night. New video reveals the suspected gunman went to a police department for help 6 hours before the shooting. King 5's Maddie White has the story.
Just 6 hours before several people in cars along I-5 were injured by gunfire, the suspect went to the Fircrest Police Department.
You live here in Fircrest?
No, I live in Tacoma. And Tacoma police said that they was busy.
Yeah.
But
you're going to head back to your city, man. We can't help you. You live in Tacoma. We're at Fircrest. We don't handle anything that's going on in Tacoma, man.
Sir, but people are actively trying to hurt me, though.
44-year-old Eric Perkins told officers he was worried about his own life.
Every time I come to the police department, they stop following me.
Have you ever spoken to any mental health professionals?
No, not at.
No offense, man, but dude, I've been doing this job for a long time, and occasionally people I've dealt with people before that have.
Same.
I don't know.
Perfectly same, sir.
I don't know.
They following me for like the last 3 days, like literally following me.
Okay.
Literally.
Who's they?
I can't describe they. This is all I know, officer.
Yeah.
I know my identity got stolen because I have good credit.
According to court documents, Perkins had recently been displaced from housing. Here, he told these officers he'd been at the hospital the other day.
And if somebody would just listen to me and take the time to save a person's life.
2 separate victims who saw this video told King 5 they don't think the officers did enough and that they should have asked him if he had access to a weapon.
I'm not trying to be.
He doesn't want to leave our station. If there is a Tacoma unit that's available to come by here, otherwise I'm going to have to send him on his way. He's continuing.
I just need help, officer.
And I agree with you. What kind of help can we give you?
The officer then offers to give him directions to Tacoma Police Department.
So you don't want directions to the place that you think could get help?
I'm just done with the conversation because I feel like that's the only thing you're trying to do. You're not really trying to be helpful. All right.
Court documents say because he was not getting the help he wanted, he told troopers he obtained a handgun from an associate. 6 hours later, the unthinkable happened.
In California tonight, Home Depot will pay nearly $2 million to settle a civil enforcement claim from the state's district attorneys. They say the home improvement company engaged in false advertising and unfair competition. The complaint filed in San Diego Superior Court said that when people at Home Depot brought an item to checkout, they would be charged more money than what was written on the shelf tag or on the item itself. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When it's time to choose the right products for your new kitchen or bathroom, Ferguson Showroom Consultants are here to help. With the expertise to navigate even the most complex projects, our team will advise you on the latest products and innovative new features. We'll take care of the details so you can make the best choices for your home. At Ferguson, your project is our priority. Visit your local Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery to shop the best selection of brands like Sub-Zero.
We are Avanta. Of course we will welcome you with a smile.
We are Avanta. Of course we will always make you feel comfortable.
We're Avanta. Of course we'll take care of your dental emergency the same day.
We're Avanta Dental. Of course we have the latest technology.
We're Avanta. Of course we'll treat you like family.
Call us today at 425-0088 or come visit us in Liberty Lake.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 models. We are professional grade. GMC.
Discover fall in Coeur d'Alene. Experience the hidden treasure of autumn in our serene lakeside town. As the lively energy of summer subsides, the town embraces the tranquility of fall. Guests can unwind and find solace by the glistening lake. See for yourself why fall is Coeur d'Alene's best-kept secret. Book your fall foliage lake cruise overnight package now and make memories that will warm your heart for years to come.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, there's nothing better than spending time on your deck. And nobody knows decking better than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop, shop for wood.
From the early evening cocktails to the backyard barbecues, your deck is the most fun place to be. And during Windsor Plywood's end of the season decking sale, there's a lot of great discounts now.
Windsor Plywood.
With 2 locations in Spokane.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fred's Appliance.
There are just over 50 days to go until Election Day, and the sprint to November 5th is on. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are hitting the campaign trail in critical swing states. The race is still very tight. ABC's Mary Alice Parks joins us from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Good evening, Pennsylvania!
Vice President Kamala Harris overnight campaigning in central Pennsylvania in a county former President Trump won twice, hoping to chip away at his support.
We need a president of the United States who works for all the American people. And that just stops with all the trying to divide us. Like, people are exhausted with that stuff.
Anchor Brian Taff from our Philadelphia station, WPVI, sitting down with Harris for her first interview since debating Trump.
I think some people have a question, given maybe your current role as Vice President of the United States, how different you are from Joe Biden.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And, you know, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where it's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work.
Out west, campaigning in Las Vegas, Trump doubling down on immigration, saying he will start mass deportations, specifically in Springfield, Ohio, after this week repeating false claims he made at the debate about Haitian immigrants hurting pets in that town.
And I'm angry about illegal Haitian migrants taking over Springfield, Ohio. You see that mess, don't you?
Local officials repeatedly saying that Trump's claims are not true, but that they have created chaos and upended life for residents. Students evacuated, the FBI and local law enforcement investigating bomb threats to schools and the town hall. The mayor saying it must stop, that they need help, not hate.
they're not helping, they're hurting communities like ours with our words.
Our Terry Moran asking the former president about the ramifications for this town.
The mayor of Springfield, Ohio, the police chief, the Republican governor of Ohio have all debunked this story about people eating pets. And now there are bomb threats at schools and kids being evacuated. Why do you still spread this false story?
The real threat is what's happening at our border.
Closer to home here tonight, for the first time in 20 years, there will be a new U.S. representative in Washington's 5th District seat. This could be a turning point between the major parties. The race is down to Republican candidate Michael Baumgartner, a Democratic candidate Michael Baumgartner taking on Democratic candidate Carmella Conroy. This has been a seat with a long-running history of politicians. A few years before McMorris Rodgers, the seat was held by Tom Foley for 30 years, during which he rose to being Speaker of the House.
Interesting thing about this district is that we've had these really big fluxes where we've had really powerful members, and then we have had periods where you have to have this this re-education period where we're probably not going to be getting as many things done as a district in D.C.
And Eastern Washington has been a safe Republican district for the last few decades. But Aaron Heitfield, the assistant political science professor at Whitworth University, who you just heard from there, says that if that were to change, this would be the time. Both candidates are bringing different types of experiences to the table. Conroy brings prosecution experience, whereas Baumgartner has spent time at the local level as the Spokane County Treasurer. Voting starts October 18th and runs through November 5th. Well, we still have much more Apple Cup coverage for you after the break here. Sydney Berger is live from Seattle to break down what's next for the Cougs, who are beginning their season 3-0.
And we'll talk about your forecast for the rest of the weekend. There'll still be a couple of sprinkles in some of our northern counties tonight. Temperatures will be down into the 40s and 50s. Your forecast after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Huddle up for big wins at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We're kicking off September with your chance to win up to $5,000 cash every Saturday. 56 Sun Club members will score a touchdown with a chance to win big. Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
I'm a real wild one. Life is wild. There's work to be done, adventure around every corner, and a truck that handles it all. The new 2024 Ford F-150 Wild Edition. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 2024 F-150 SDX 4x4 for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Frizz, dryness, breakage. New Dove 10-in-1 Serum Hair Mask with Peptide Complex fortifies hair bonds at a molecular level. Helps reverse 10 signs of damage in 1 minute. Keep living. We'll keep repairing.
Shake up your shower with a flavor for every feeling. This Dove freshens you up. This Dove winds you down. This Dove leaves you glowing. And this Dove keeps you going. So whatever care you care about, there's a Dove for everybody.
My advice to all the fathers out there, they grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Our expanded gaming floor now features over 900 of your favorite slots, plus all new table games. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Welcome back tonight. For the Cougars, this Apple Cup win is arguably their best, will arguably be their best win of the season. But for Washington State, It's more than the undefeated record. Sydney Berger is live at Lumen Field tonight for why this feels bigger than most. Sydney.
Yeah, well, on the surface, Jordan, this Apple Cup win is meaning the Cougs are 3-0 on their season after a rivalry game. But obviously, this means a lot more for Washington State. Beating the Huskies, a team that left them high and dry during conference realignment, brings a lot more emotion into this game.
If you can't get behind this team in this moment, at this time, I just don't know what else more we can do.
The Cougars are used to being overlooked, including when coming into this game against their now Big Ten rival. There was a lot of noise this week with the new additions of the Pac-12, and in the middle of it all, the Cougs had tunnel vision towards their goal and got the job done.
Like, I'm the quarterback that gets named, but all the other guys on the team, they did it, man. The defense held them to 19 points, and that's a good offense, right? Good, strong offense, good running back, good team. So, I mean, if I had an option, I wouldn't put my name on there. Like, it's a team win. That was a team win, man, truly.
But this is the critical point for Washington State athletics right now. What are we going to do to invest in the future? Because we let some new teams in. But we have an opportunity to stay ahead of the curve, to compete for championships if we want to invest.
The Apple Cup trophy is headed back to Pullman, and head coach Jake Diggert says it might stay a while.
I think we might retire this trophy. I think this is a Pac-12 trophy. I think that might stay in our place for a long time, and we'll bring a new one next year. A little Big Ten, Pac-12. We'll put the new score on it. So we might retire this one as the Pac-12 trophy and stay in Pullman.
Well, if we've learned anything this college football season, tradition is out the window. And while head coach Jake Diggert has led this team through adversity, he still stays with the same simple message. You're going to celebrate tonight, and you're going to go to work on Monday. That's exactly what the Cougs have planned. And for the Cougs, it's San Jose State, a Friday game coming up this Friday in Pullman. Reporting in Seattle, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, thank you, Sydney. It was an exciting game, that's for sure. And it was one of the warmest Apple Cups in the history of this rivalry, which goes all the way back to 1900. Just kind of based on some of the numbers here, I'd say it's about third on the list. So there was a high of 70 back in 1939. There was a 68 high in the 40s. I tell you what, though, if you're a Coug fan, I think you might like that there likely will be more September warm weather games filling out this list in the future. So after the game, I was kind of curious. I looked back at some of the records, did a bigger story on Apple Cup weather you can find at KXLY.com. But take a look at this. In games played over 60 degrees, the Cougs are 4-3. In games 25 degrees or colder, a lot of those were in Pullman, 2-6. So for some reason, the Huskies have the advantage playing in the cooler weather, despite living in arguably the warmer city for a good chunk of the football season. So just some interesting stuff as we wrap up Apple Cup Saturday. What's going on right now? Well, we've seen a little bit of rain throughout the day. We even just saw a lightning strike to the south of Ephrata in Grant County as well here. So still a couple of showers trying to work their way through the area. We've got more spotty rain coming in for tomorrow, and probably not going to see as much sunshine around the inland northwest. However, we will start to see some changes, including a drop in your chances for rain in the work week. I'll explain why and why we will be watching every day pretty closely here as this pattern changes coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you for that. The leaves are changing colors, and winter might be here just before we know it. Snap hosted its annual pajama party on the Brick West patio this afternoon. It's a clothing drive to collect cold weather gear, which we'll need here before we know it. The organization calls it a pajama party with a cause. Attendees were encouraged to gather in their favorite PJs and donate some warm clothes.
We have a lot of our vulnerable neighbors that are out on the streets during the cold winter months, and we're trying to raise gloves, hats, scarves, anything that can keep them warmer to protect them on the streets.
The event also had a lot of family fun to offer, such as face painting, balloon animals, and a raffle. Snap has over 30 programs helping our community in Spokane. You can find more information on how you can get involved on our website, KXLY.com. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says they're seeing reports of a Facebook marketplace scam. They say Safelite Auto Glass actually alerted them to fraudulent activity involving their company. It's also targeting local residents for affordable auto glass replacements. The scammers reportedly messaged people through Facebook to schedule an appointment and get payments through a third-party app. Then, when the supposed technician shows up, the costs go way higher than advertised. On your screen right now are photos of the damage left behind by a fire inside of one family's garage in Spokane Valley. This house caught fire twice yesterday. Fire crews are still working to figure out exactly what caused each fire, but crews did find lithium batteries around the burned area. Spokane Valley Fire Department is using this to remind people of how to care for and store lithium-ion batteries properly. One of the biggest problems with lithium battery fires is how hard they are to extinguish. They also tend to reignite several hours after someone finally puts out the fire. This can lead to explosions, and it's important to inspect your lithium batteries at home.
Stuff to look for that your batteries might be wearing out. They do come with an expiration date, wear and tear. You want to store them in a cool, dry place. Make sure that you're only running one charger per outlet that you have.
And we do have more tips on which batteries to buy, how to store them, and of course, how to get rid of them on KXLY.com. And we now know that 2 people were killed in this gas station explosion. It happened in the town of Cardiff in Clearwater County. This is in addition to the 2 people who were rushed to the hospital with severe burns. As of right now, investigators still do not know exactly what caused this explosion. Tomorrow, ABC will be airing the Emmy Awards. Coming up here, which stars you'll see on the red carpet, and we'll take a look at a few of the TV shows that were nominated this year. And on this week's Air 4 Adventure, we will fly over Corbin Park in North Spokane. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world. Prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories. Create traditions. Share stories. Find the fun. Embrace the surprises. And celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Our story began with my dad becoming forgetful, that then morphed into an Alzheimer's diagnosis. And at the same time, my mom had Parkinson's. I want the best for my parents because they wanted the best for me. I think if I had walk hairs, I would have had a different reality. There's a little less pressure, a lot less fear. Walk hairs and your ability to take it to another state is huge.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle, and that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
911, what's your emergency?
That truck was hauling 22 million killer bees.
Enough bees to kill
44,000 people. Maybe they'll just fly away?
Not likely.
What's a bee made of?
Family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
All right, thanks for staying up with us on 4 News Now. Time for a look at your forecast, where we've seen some off and on rain throughout the day across the inland Northwest. And we've got another little thunderstorm that's trying to hold itself together over Grant County. Just had a brief lightning strike near I-90. we've got a little bit of rain from George. That's moving into the Ephrata area. Eventually, if this holds together, this is going to end up somewhere between Wilson Creek and Coulee City. By the way, shout out to Banks Lake Brew. Man, I had a really good sandwich there the other day. Hourly forecast, 7 to 10, temperatures in the 50s. A slight chance for a shower or a sprinkle. Really, we're just talking about drizzling rain occasionally as we go through the day tomorrow. Better chances for rain, or the best chances for rain for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That's going to be coming in at around lunchtime and then into the early afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s. And then as we head into the late afternoon and early evening, we'll start to see those rain chances begin to fade away. Overall, do not expect nearly as much sunshine tomorrow as what we saw in many places on Saturday afternoon. Overall, upper 60s, low 70s. We'll see a few mid-70s in places like the LC Valley and Omak. Here's the overall weather pattern and why I haven't ruled out rain really for the next 4 or 5 days, even though it seems, well, a little skeptical just about how much rain we might end up getting. So we're seeing the rain right now because of a system that's going to drop down into California. You see the blue here, you see the simulated radar picture here as well. And it goes so far to the south that we end up getting left high and dry, kind of out in this weather no man's land here. But as it starts to track back up to the north and another system comes in right behind it, as we head into Monday night, into Tuesday, that's going to be an opportunity, and even into Wednesday too. That'll be an opportunity for at least a few showers to work their way into the inland northwest. But the bulk of the wet weather is either going to be out over into Montana, to the south of us, or on the other side of the Cascades. So I'm keeping a chance of rain for the next few days, but it is not a good chance. If you were hoping for some soaking rain, maybe you missed some of that rain that we got last week. Talk about most of eastern Washington. Does not look like that is going to be in the cards. So, hey, but light rain is still rain, so we'll take it when we can get it here. Temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent over the next few days. We'll be in the 70s, lows will generally be in the upper 40s and low 50s. Overall, Jordan, this is looking like a pretty darn nice September kind of pattern here. At least a little bit of sun is coming out. And with how early those sunsets are starting to get now, I think that we need as much sunshine as we can get here.
Yeah, it might be one of our best overall forecasts we've seen in a while there, Matt. That looks pretty good. Well, it is starting to feel like fall around here in the inland northwest. And in this week's Air Force Adventure, we're soaring above one of the best places to go and take in the fall colors once those leaves do begin to change colors. So let's go for a ride on the Air Force drone over Corbin Park in North Spokane.
Fall is the time. It's a beautiful city. Hey, it's a great place to live.
Here we are, it's October in beautiful Corbin Park. It is absolutely gorgeous here in the autumn. We have so many varieties of trees and as many leaves as you'd want to rake.
There's a lot of raking. I was raking yesterday and today, and I won't be able to get them all up, but we'll get most of them up. This is my third day out here, but the more you come out, the less work it'll be every time. But,
because the worst thing to happen is if it rains or snows on top of it, then it's really hard to clean up.
You want to get out on a day like today and get them picked up if you can.
It used to be a racetrack in the 1800s, and then County Fair was here. And then they started building in 1898.
The park gets well used.
Well used. Lots of kids playing in the park. There's tennis.
People do. They run around it and walking. Lots of dogs. Well, this one's a sycamore.
And we call that one the Dr. Seuss tree because the little seed pods stay on it in the winter. So it's really cool looking.
You know, you get beautiful pinks and yellows, and then they change color again and go to more of a red color, and just beautiful all around the park. It's just a beautiful place to live. We love it here.
Some beautiful shots there. Well, Spokane Public Schools are creating a brand new position to help students get involved with clubs and sports this upcoming school year. Engagement navigators, will be working directly with schools and students to get them connected with activities at school. It's all a part of the district's new cell phone policy, which aims to get kids off of their screens. The district hopes students will be more engaged in their classes and hope this will limit technology and the kids will be able to socialize with one another.
As we work to get kids off their screens, then really providing them with the opportunity to do something that is worth their time, that they're interested in, to get them feeling like, yeah, I'm happy to be off my screen because I'm involved in this activity.
And Ashley Meek says that their students are filling out what the district calls IRL plans to show them which activities their school offers and what their interests are. She says navigators will also work on creating new activities for students whose interests don't necessarily align with the activities that are currently available. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Any chance you can come by my house after this and check out my system?
Get a free heat pump with every furnace purchase at Bill's Heating and AC while supplies last. Call now.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. It's Chevy truck season. Get 1.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Elevate your game day at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. The area's largest sportsbook is your VIP seat on the 50-yard line with massive HD screens and live betting. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
The 76th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards is airing this Sunday on ABC. ABC's Chris Connolly previews which stars you can expect to see on the red carpet tomorrow.
My face was on the tea towel, so I didn't really have a choice.
But you do. With 25 categories up on Sunday, who's your favorite Emmy nominee?
I wear suits now.
Evan Moss-Backrack in The Bear, Hannah Einbinder in Hacks.
Yeah, the optics of that are pretty rough.
How about Kaylee Reese in True Detective Night Country?
My spirit animal eats old white ladies like you for breakfast.
Well, turns out even Emmy nominees have favorite Emmy nominees.
I loved Capote. I loved What We Do in the Shadows. 1 human alcohol beer, please.
I'm probably going to be so starstruck. Is Iowa Debris going to be there? That's going to be cool. You make me better at this.
Selena Gomez's first-time ever nomination in Best Comedy Actress. Gratifying to her fellow Only Murders in the Building nominee and co-star Steve Martin.
It's so exciting to be recognized. How did you explain it?
Well, I think there's a catch-up element. You know, I mean, Selena was always an integral part of the trio. And then, you know, it's like the ice skaters premise that you get the scores this year that you deserved last year. And that's what I think is the industry plays catch-up a little bit.
And that series, Davine Joy Randolph, a trained opera singer and nominee, is over the moon for Meryl Streep and her singing.
So, darling, my darling.
It feels like a mother is singing to her child. It's gorgeous.
Even this year's Emmy hosts have nominees that they're eager to see.
Carol Burnett might.
She's phenomenal. She is
no.
No, I'm not saying no to Carol Burnett.
You don't have the guts.
How about for you, Dan?
I just have some pals who are nominated this year, like Bowen and Andrew
Yang,
Scott.
Yep, Andrew Scott, who's up for Ripley, right?
Exactly.
Whether your favorite nominee is one of these or somebody else, there'll be plenty to celebrate at Sunday's Emmys.
All your friends. I am looking forward to giving so many people big, big, big hugs.
And red carpet coverage of the Primetime Emmy Awards is set to begin at 3 o'clock. We will have a special edition of 4 News Now airing at 3:30. We'll take one last look at weather after the break.
Live stream.